Over the years, we've grown to serve about 1 billion people around the world, and video is 82% of the internet. We're a secure, trusted AI platform for video.
Video is eating the internet, but who's really in control of it? Today, I sit down with Vimeo CEO Philip Moyer to explore how one of the web's earliest video pioneers is reinventing itself for the age of AI, data, and digital trust. What exactly are you doing, and what exactly does this pivot to further embrace AI mean for your company?
Vimeo was started 20 years ago, primarily for filmmakers, to be able to exchange videos. These were large files on the internet, they were hard to move around, and they needed a place that they could trust because they needed really high quality video, digital files to move. Over the years, we've grown to serve about 1 billion people around the world. So we have get about 50 billion views of video to about 1 billion people per year in 230 countries. We store roughly about close to 10 billion minutes of video every single year for people. And that video is becoming more and more difficult for most organizations to manage, to understand what's inside of it. And video is 82% of the internet.
Really?
And so that—
in terms of just the amount of storage?
The amount of bits that move across the internet every single day, it's about 82% of all the internet is video. And so the only way that you can find out what's inside of that video is by watching end to end. And so if I need to find just the exact moment of the video, or I need to find me all the videos that have my old logo, our ability to be able to make all of that accessible to filmmakers, to creators, to audiences, to organizations, it was one of the most important things. It's a really hard problem. It's one of the biggest big data problems there is.
And I know your background is, you came from Amazon, Google, AI. Is that something that you really come into this role with the express purpose of doing, sort of implementing and embracing AI?
Yeah, when I was at Google, it really became pretty clear to me that video is one of the hardest types of AI. You simply have more electrons moving through than the video chips. Like a document has a few, let's call it a few little electrons that have to move through when you have a document. Even if it's a 6-page or 10-page or 100-page or 1,000-page document, it's not as much as when you have a 4K frame and you have thousands of 4K frames. To be able to find either the image, the sound, the emotion, the context, the logo, that's really hard to do. And multimodal AI is difficult and it's expensive, because you just simply have more moving through those NVIDIA chips. And quite frankly, you've got more variability across all those modalities. Modalities are like text and image and sound, and in some cases even emotion in the video. Being able to source that and understand it, really hard problem in AI.
So how does what you're doing then compare, you mentioned YouTube and to some of the other competitors in the landscape?
If you throw a video into YouTube, kind of everybody can see it. And the algorithm decides what you watch next. And you're able to do some lip dubbing and translations in there, but you kind of like, now you've got all your videos and the whole world can see them.
And they own essentially the videos,
because
right?
In the terms of service, it actually states that you give up all your rights when you put a video inside of YouTube.
Very few people probably know that because no one reads them.
Yeah, so you give a worldwide royalty-free license, from what I've read in the most recent version of it.
Well, and that's how they make a lot of money now, right? They're selling data.
Exactly. So we have organizations, like one of my favorite ones is Michael's Craft Store. So Michael's uses us, and they used to post their videos, externally on some of these ad-driven sites, and they found that actually somebody was making a basket. It was kind of getting taken, they basically were getting ads to go to Amazon or go to, Walmart or go to another site. And so by bringing the content onto Vimeo and controlling the experience, they now are able to have kind of a closed loop with their customer. Who's watching, how many baskets are being made, can we build the basket, your cart, while you're making the basket?
So you're saying essentially Google and YouTube, some of these companies where you think you're promoting yourself and your content, you're actively potentially being undermined.
Promoting a competitor, potentially. And we show this a lot to organizations where they'll have a video and it'll be directing them to go directly to one of their competitors. That's one of the big reasons people come to us, is they want to be able to have that kind of like a control of their experience. In a world where there's too much information, there's too much distraction, they want to be able to kind of control that experience for their customer. They also want it to be secure. So we've got lots of customers that are shipping around some of the most secure content inside of their organizations,
right?
And some of the most secure content that they need to deliver to their customers. And so we're a secure, trusted AI platform for video.